Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to another MMO Anthropology. I am your host, Amarist, and I'm here to talk about Cube World, which is an indie game which is currently in a sort of alpha process being developed right now. And it is a virtual world that has essentially generative worlds which go on forever. Very, very similar to Minecraft in that you can see that it's using the block nature in order to build its worlds a la the word cube in its name. Very similar to Minecraft in that aspect, but instead of having a hyper creative element to the game, it goes the route of providing players with a structured RPG, including classes, weaponry, dungeons, towns, and etc., that pop up in the world itself. Now, Cube World is a virtual world generator, and it's also a multiplayer game, which appears that it will use the client server aspect, allowing people to run servers to permit people into the world to run around and play in the game. And that part is what I'm going to talk about when I show off the game itself and primarily talk about what you can expect out of it and why virtual worlds are important to community generation, especially persistence and etc. And since this is a brand new game and this is the first time that I've seen it, I'm going to be talking a lot about its mechanics and how those mechanics will probably affect communities that grow up in them. So I'll be seeing you on the other side. This is Amorous with Cube World Alpha. Well, here we are in character generation. It's fairly straightforward. As you can see, the world is very cubical, as are the characters. We've got a small series of races: humans, elves, dwarves, orcs, goblins, lizards. Definitely a lizard there. Undead, frogman, back to human. Let's make ourselves a lizard because lizards are amusing. Let's make our lizard female. Oh, it gets little eyelashes and stuff. Of course, we have a series of classes because this is an RPG: warriors, rangers, mages, rogues. Warriors apparently come with a giant club. I know people who will enjoy that. Well, we'll just go through the faces a little bit. Ah, that one looks nice. Ha! Haircut? Lizards have hair. Well, okay, well, I will accept lizards with hair. Of course, you can choose your hair color and etc., but I'm going to stick with this nice yellow color for the spines coming out of the back of the head. Let's name this character after a font, since that's what I tend to do, and create. You can also generate worlds. The first world that I made was named Banana, and I've explored over 73 kilometers of it. So let's use that one. Because this game is going the route primarily of okay, so the because this game is going the route primarily of generative worlds, that means that it's pretty much impossible to run out of land. And it will automatically produce new blocks as you move along. The map is, I think, is basically just a zoomed out extreme view of what the game looks like. We've got like crickets and etc. One of the first things that you're going to notice upon playing the game, aside from the fact that everything looks like blocks and your footsteps are like loud as all get out, is that you might find yourself getting murdered by things like bumblebees or raccoons who will come up to you and just start kicking the crap out of you. Low level characters are fairly weak in comparison to the denizens of the rest of the world. Give me just a moment here. I'm going to lower the volume because the sound effects feel like they're just a little thump, a little bit too loud. The entire world is generated this way, and this is only like render distance 50 right now, and we've got this awesome view of this generated world to look at. Let me run to the edge of here to get a nice. There's some things that might kick the crap out of me. Little orcs wandering the countryside. There are also friendly NPCs that you can meet in the game, and there's numerous interesting geographic structures and etc. all across the world. once this game comes into its later alpha or even beta stage and the company releases their own persistent world, we can actually start seeing what sort of communities which will form in this game. And because this game goes toward more RPG elements, rather than Minecraft's highly creative elements, we're going to see communities that are going to be playing it as an MMO game, rather than Minecraft, which most communities play it as the sort of game where you can produce and generate creative ideas in. I don't know if the game will. Oh, am I? I'm probably getting shot at right here. One of the reasons that Minecraft has taken off so well is that people have gotten a chance to show off their creations in it, and the block-like atmosphere of Minecraft also makes it ideal for that. Cube World, on the other hand, I don't know if there's going to be any sort of creator added to it. I suspect that when it comes to modding and etc., there will be a community who make their own maps or make their own things that can go into maps, because that will make this game even more interesting. But right now, it's your basic MMO RPG styled game that's going to run on a server basis. Now, earlier I mentioned that the people who are making this game want to make a community server that they themselves will host, I suspect, that will provide a single persistent world on that server for people to play in. And this will be similar to the way that we already experience games like Minecraft, where servers are generated for specific communities to play in them and adapt to them and build and etc. But in this case, it'll be a server that's persistent, that continues on and expands outwards as players begin to explore. As you saw, it said that I explored like 74 square kilometers of this world so far playing in it, and enable players to interact together. And one of the things that's absolutely necessary for a virtual world to form a persistent community and actually be considered a virtual world community is persistence of the world, where players can make somewhat indelible marks. There, they can change their environment in such a way that it persists later on, or they're able to change their particular character and therefore add on to their identity as they move forward. Without that, you end up with the sort of game where every time you log in, the only part of your identity that extends beyond the game is your handle, your achievements, maybe, or what sort of power-ups you've gained going into the game. And you end up with games like Call of Duty or Battlefield, where there's no real persistence to the world, there's no persistence to the character, there's just your personal growth as a person, as a human being outside of the game. Whereas virtual worlds offer the ability for people to embody themselves, for example, my little lizard here, with a particular name, in this case Ariel, and build up armor, items. I mean, like, this is a straight up RPG here. I've got rings, I have my chest item, feat, special, etc. And as time goes on, no doubt I will get aesthetic items that will change the way that I look to other people. And if I keep logging in, eventually I will pick up and collect any number of claptrap and kipple and etc. onto my character, and maybe rare items and stuff to change my look and the way that other people interact with me, and my reputation will be tied to this character as well as to my primary handle, which is external to the game. Cube World does seem to have everything that it needs to build into a very viable open world RPG with persistent worlds, and the fact that people will be able to set up their own. Oh, sleep, huh? To set up their own worlds and run on their own servers. Oh, someone's having the crap kicked out of them nearby. Yeah, I think that's spellcasting. Well, whatever the case, the next thing that I'm going to do is, earlier in a gameplay, I discovered a village not too far away. I'm going to switch characters and I'm going to go there. Oh, there's a house over there. I might explore that. I'll be right back in a moment for the closing statements on this. This has been a little bit of a look at Cube World. I'll see you in a moment. So, as it turns out, that building was the city that I was talking about, so I don't need to change characters. But as part of the generative maps, buildings occur in the game. Let me open this door. It has a little bit of odd hotkeys, and the camera can really get in the way a lot. So let me scroll in a little bit closer. In the cities are little humans, or people, who talk to you like you're in a Zelda game. Let's go back out again. Bink. This is, I think, Satar Village, which is one of the main regions of the game that I came to, and you see it on the map as a little set of houses floating above, and I think that these little crossed blades are probably dungeons. I won't be able to show off a dungeon today. I might in a later video if my viewers are interested in that. But one of the things that I like about the fact that cities crop up in the game and that this is going to have a multiplayer aspect, maybe even a massively multiplayer aspect, is that cities will enable a sort of communal gathering place for players. And what I'm hoping is that mods or server mods or something like that are enabled by the maker of this game that will allow players to add things like railway networks or cars or even teleporters that allow players to zot between the different major cities on the map so that they can then marshal their forces inside the cities, sally forth and take on some of these dungeons as groups, or even implement other social aspects outside of the internal game itself. As far as I can see, I don't know how to chat in game yet, but I assume that there is a chat. I haven't run on a multiplayer since this is in alpha. I haven't seen any multiplayer servers appearing. Oh, a kitty? Or is this a dog? This is a dog. It is a terrier. It is looking at me. How adorable. And with that, I'm going to let you guys go. This has been a little bit of a look, a small, tiny slice of Cube World, which is, and its generative Cube World aspect and the RPG elements. And I'm wondering if you'd be interested in playing something like this, should it go, when it goes fully to market, and what sort of things do you want out of your virtual world, especially one that has a very real constructed cultural context where it's an RPG game that you're entering into that has the structure and mechanics for you to play in it. And once again, this has been another MMO Anthropology. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And all dogs, good night and good dreams. Sheep staring contest. So if you've made it this far in the video, I hope that I have earned your like. And if you're interested in more content like this, please subscribe. And if you'd like to answer some of my questions that I put forward, go ahead and leave a comment. As I usually say at the end of these, like, comment, and subscribe, or this sheep will not let you sleep at night.